All right, peeps, I am on and back. Sorry about that. I had an unexpected work email I had to deal with, and I'm kind of pseudo on call, so we'll see how this all translates in the long run. Can you hear me all right? Is the sound in the background all right? By the way, welcome all into the stream. Michael Metcalf, G Helmet, two of the infamous common folk coming in here. I shouldn't say common folk. That's insulting. That's not what I meant by that. Common folk. Common attendees, I guess is the best word. And Duckburg, thanks for hopping into my stream. I'm glad you get to be part of this. Yep. So what's up? Oh, man. Still kind of mentally decompressing from about 3 straight days of Vegas. And not in the fun way. It was a work convention. It's good. It was good and a lot obtained in a good manner, but it was also a lot of unexpected travel, and everything worked pretty well logistically until the very end. I flew in from Las Vegas. My flight left at Las Vegas at 6 a.m. I believe, yeah, 6 a.m. And I got into Dallas-Fort Worth by about 11 o'clock. It was a very quick flight overall. Well, it was about 2.5 hours. And I got in there. I had about a 20-minute layover. And then in most standard practices of Dallas-Fort Worth's airport, things just went shit up. And I got 2 hours delayed for a 30-minute flight. You are not common folk. You are 100% the common suspects of attending. Dark Booker said, been watching your Fabula content the past few weeks and it's been great. Now you're playing my second favorite JRPG ever. I'm glad to hear that. I said this is my first time to play it, and I felt like some of these games were necessary to play because I love Fabula Ultima, and this game is very much a inspiration to the foundations of Fabula Ultima. So welcome aboard, and I'm glad you like my videos. I've got much more coming. I don't know details yet. I am in talks with another content creator that has started doing Fabula Ultima content as well. They have reached out to be in possible collaboration. I'm not going to say who it is in the meantime until I get any affirmations, but I'm looking forward to do that if that's indeed what they want to do. You're at least uncommon. Thanks very much. Hey, you guys can be whatever you want, and that's you are all collaboratively welcome to be whatever you want in my stream. All right. So just once again, making sure my audio is good. It's not too loud in the music in the background. It's the new peps, or are they already in the game, but doing a switch to FU content? So they, I don't know how familiar they are with Fabula Ultima. They just started releasing content, but they do other game. They do rundowns in other games as well. So, like I said, I'm maybe I shouldn't even said I'm looking to collaborate with them without any confirmation. They've been very positive on that, but I've only did a couple of pass-throughs in conversation while I was out of town, and waiting to touch base on them some more. So, but if so, that's what I want to do this. But that's why I'm doing some of these videos. I'd love to have collaborations that get this game exposed with even their channel, and people being more aware of it. That's what I aim for. The audio seems balanced. Great. All right, well, let's get started. I'm sitting here. I'm already been almost 20 minutes late on you guys, and then just talking out of my ass now. So, oh, come on. My controller's being a jerk. Oh, I'm gonna have to reboot here real quick. Peeps, give me 1 second. I don't know why. And for those interested, this is my beautiful Final Fantasy VI background. Get Chrono Trigger back up here. Accidentally dropped my Discord too. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. More FU is always good anyway. Hope it works out for you. Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't even know really what they want to collaborate on. They've just liked my videos. They recently just joined my channel, and they were very kind-worded. Yeah. All right, let's get this game loaded. The Masamune. So yeah, just recently we fully constructed the Masamune. I'm right outside the Magus' Tower, if I'm not mistaken. No, oh, I'm sorry. It's the Fiend Lord's Keep. I am incorrect. I think Erica, one of the common attendees for this, who's not going to make it tonight, posted that she was currently outside Magus' Tower, and I thought that's where I was at. So that's how ignorant I am to this game. But of course, and just before we jump in, I wanted to recap the discovering or the rebuilding of a Masamune. That's obviously a trope you can do in any TTRPG, but I think that would be a fun sub or maybe character-driven quest line that you could do in Fabula Ultima. The one thing I really like about Fabula Ultima is the fact that since it's not normally fully ironed out with linear concepts of what's happening session by session, and things get embedded on the way, I really like the ability to add sub quests and stuff, and people are, I feel, much more attuned to put their way forth towards them. So I always encourage people to try those and do things like that, and not just always worry about the main plot. You just got to be careful and make sure that, you know, if you're worried about them leveling up too quick and you're having boss fights that are, you might need to do some checks and balances on them. Depends on the version. It's Magic Tower. You just don't know the name. Gotcha. All right. This is it. And for the record, my voice is also shot a bit from the convention, so I may not be as precise and on par to do my voiceovers that I normally do. But I'll give it a college try. The Fiend Lord's Keep. Wow, that was a little too much. Well, this is horrifying. This is our treasure. I finally dropped one of my 2 5e games last night. One more step towards my start my new FU campaign. Hey, you know, that's, I know you've been talking about that, and if you feel that's the right path for you to go, I encourage it. I mean, I'm no supporter. I'm not a great supporter of 5e. I'm a great supporter of people who enjoy TTRPGs, but I always really encourage them to try things outside of that realm because there's a lot of great things. I had the talk with my friend and GM about what in 5e was turning me off, and that I knew exactly, and I now knew exactly what it is. Good. Well, I mean, I think the best thing you can do always in any game system, no matter what's being ran or whatever, make sure to be honest with yourself and know you're happy in a game, because otherwise it's just going to make it worse. Nadia, forgive me, I was wrong. Please return to the castle. Oh, she's not going to talk. Glenn, you're safe. Ain't many either. Chrono, so this is where you've been since the fair. You had me worried sick. What the hell is going on here? The throne. But on top of that, you guys were kind enough to ask about me. How are you all doing? She said, last night I had told him I wanted characters to die in a heroic way. Thing is, the game is unable to totally enable me to do it. The moment initiative is called, the game stops to give player agency. It becomes a mechanical game. Yeah, it does. And some people like that, and it's different strokes from different folks. And I hated it, and now I knew it. Well, and then I could say there's going to be people that also I love the combat system in Fabula Ultima, and it's mimicking of a lot of things in JRPGs. I understand some people feel like that they don't have any agency if there's never a threat to die, but I think that's being linear in thought, because the fact of the matter is you can still be defeated, and horrible things can happen in wake of your lack of success in fights, and that can also affect your traits to need to be redeemed. It's being accepting that the narrative is part of the importance of your character, not just the character sheet that's mechanically there. Hee hee. Obtain mid-ether. Yeah, I could open that chest. I'm going to go to the creepy kids again and see if I can try to open that chest. Didn't think so. At first I was like, why isn't there sound? I just realized this is to add eerie feel to it since it's all quiet, which is always, like I said, I think I've talked about it. If you have the opportunity, especially in online, use music to give some performance and overall pacing of the scenes in your game. Let's play. Hee hee. Let's play. Ooh. I want sword. Obtained mid-ether. Obtained mid-ether. Nope, no, obtained a shelter. This is a sweet dungeon. No fights or anything. I'm sure nothing is going to happen. Oh, a save spot now. And it's going dark. Ozzy.
Welcome, Glenn. Or shall I say, Sir Froggy? Never expected to see you here. Are those your replacements for Cyrus? Lord Magus is a tad busy right now. You'll have to take up your business with me. After you take it up with the Master Swordsman Slash and flee the Magician, that is. All right.
Whoa.
And all 100 beasts in this keep, of course.
Oh man, that immediately made me think of Fairy Tail. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that anime. Do a little recap here. When you look at Fabula Ultima firsthand, it looks like a mechanical game in video gaming. Thing is, Fabula points and the fact, like you had said, you have control over death changes everything. Yeah, and Fabula points change so the GM still has the okay to say no if the Fabula point injections are too ridiculous, but if you all collaboratively agree, okay, that's a great addition, that's awesome. You just have to be ready for the kind of improv that goes with it. In D&D, the threat of death will force you to build around combat. Absolutely. Michael Metcalf says yes, nothing at all regarding the music. Removing the threat to a certain degree is more openness to build a character in a narrative way and play him in a narrative style. Yes, it can mean combat is harder, but it's not that it would make everyone die because of it. Yeah, and I'm actually my new video I'm gonna work on tomorrow, that's the class building philosophy. I'm gonna kind of go into certain things of coming out of those bad habits that 5e teaches you. And I dare say even Pathfinder, not that I'm criticizing that game in any sake, but it trains you to be a certain have a certain ideology of how to play TTRPGs. And for me, Fabula Ultima has really remove some of that stymied pace at times. Oh, I forgot. After this, I am so behind in my preparation for tonight. I thought I had everything ready. I didn't post out that I'm streaming other than my Discord. I need to post out in the other Fabula Ultimate Discords and stuff like I normally do. There you go, Glenn. Oh, Marl. I like the creepy, like, can't tell if it's supposed to be like child laughter or like it's definitely a harrowing laughter. I'm still very curious about this bat that keeps showing up. Do you want our treasure? Yeah. Okay, but first play with us. Please. Pretty please. The bat leaving seems like ominous. Ah, dang it. It's these stupid wraiths. Gotta use magic. So since my last stream, has anyone played some Fabula Ultima or started anything? Duckburg, when you think famous character deaths, it's never happening in combat. It's always after the combat finishes for narrative reasons. Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, too, is like even in Fabula Ultima with the surrendering and or the sacrifice, I have no problem giving a little extra narrative afterwards if like it means they defeat the person. Then there's a moment, but I think it's always, of course, up to the player in Fabula Ultima if that's the right time. If they want to sacrifice themselves for a big moment, even though it wasn't the intent of the GM, hey, make that a narrative thing. I kind of started myself in a real life FU play project. I ordered from AliExpress lots of stand-in tokens and optimized real life play, and I'm printing two-sided enemies and laminating them. Cool. Yes, Duck, that's the thing. We had a sessions here last week, and we have our first session next Thursday. I am hyped. Awesome. I remember you mentioning that, Michael McCaff, about starting anew. I'm glad you're getting to... my apologies, I didn't remember this correctly. Is your first time to play? And I can't remember if you're running it. I want to say you were running it. Oh, I didn't even have the freaking Ruby tunic or whatever equipped. Yeah, I'm thinking more Aerith, Levitz, and Anami. They stick with you because of the narrative gut punch. Absolutely. Who am I thinking of? One of the key things FU also. One of the key things of FU is also players should evade combat at all costs. Combat is when things went wrong. I mean that's not going to be evaded, but yeah, I agree. I mean, they can try to if they want, but I mean, I'm not going to keep that from happening unless they're just very successful in their attempts of how they're doing it. But you're right. The combat is supposed to be a standard of last option. I had been a player before last year in one shot. Now I'm running it. Great. Also, I'm working on a solo Fabula idea I had for a bit of a full party adventure. That's cool. I'm working on another quote-unquote press start, if you will, that is more of a different setting and theme that I hope to one day release to the world. I can't wait to see the official solo Fabulous stuff from coming soon. Yep, me too. I'm always excited for stuff. Karanok says, I've gone from being a player in one campaign to being a player in 4 campaigns. It's been a lot of fun getting to play a dozen different classes and explore the system. That's awesome, Karanok. That or is it Kara? Oh, Kara and okay. I'm sorry if I didn't say it right. That's great, and I'm glad to hear that people are getting to have multiple attempts of playing Fabula Ultima. It's still like even in my local area. It's hard to find the books. Like I had to special order stuff, and I've even thought about doing in-person press starts to try to get people into it, but it just hasn't. I haven't had time to do that. Because I'm playing games like this. Oh, okay. So now I'm talking. Everyone's going to turn into fights.
That's where I'll bury you.
Oh, that's awesome with all the classes. Yeah, so that's exactly what my video is going to be back that I'm recording tomorrow. Probably won't be released until Wednesday. It's all about class build philosophy. It's not me telling you how to min-max a character build or show class synergies or anything like that. It's to kind of give the idea of people new to this game, or maybe they've played other games where this is a different style of approach, to understand the importance to the multi-classing in Fabula Ultima, to make you understand that all these classes you have options for are not stymieing you to a certain ideology. You can reskin how they're presented. They can be all kinds of things. And with the quick leveling system in Fabula Ultima with the classes, allows the narrative to build your character and not the mechanical ideology of a class. And I really like that about that. That ice sword was legit. That reminds me of Vivi and Steiner. Didn't realize that was probably a homage to Chrono Trigger, these combo attacks. That's cool. I learned something today. Bear with me one moment. I am pausing the stream to grab a drink real quick, and then I'm also sending out my posts that I'm streaming. Man, I just feel off keel today from that freaking trip. All right, let me do a little recap here. Yeah, cool. We're on the same level of conversation. Didn't miss anything. Oh, cool. Oh my god, do I get to kill Marl? Oh, I guess it's Nadia, but... Then you're safe. That will not do at all. Brr. Why can't I do Aura Whirl? There it goes. Oh, I just was waiting on Marl's slow butt. Yep, nothing happened. I was so focused on cutting my paper figure. Good to know. Oh, I need to throw a little more light on here. Man, you guys are just not getting a quality stream from me today. There we go. Just sitting here in the dark. So, Kara, or is that Kara Knock? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. You said you've gotten to play with a bunch of different classes. What's been your favorite class to mess with so far, or at least synergize into? And that question actually goes to everyone if they've played or anything, or what seems interested to them. Just with the amount of claimed play, I'm just curious to see what they've enjoyed. Chrono, so this is where you've been since the fair. You had me worried sick. You're grounded. Oh, kind of. You've been very naughty. I think you'll have to die. Well, same thing as grounded. What? Alright, what was that? I am seeing a issue with having this current group that I don't have a lot of AoE options without Luca or Robo. I wish I could answer, but I haven't been able to be a player. Yeah, I figured. I wasn't trying to single you out, but like, I mean, I've done a play. I've never played. To be perfectly honest, I have never played it as a player in Fabula Ultima. I have always ran it. My favorite class so far is just Tinkerer. I just love the extra things they can do that are unique outside of some other classes. With the projects, that's another video I will be doing sometime soon. My player in my game of Fabula Ultima is a Tinkerer, and she is, I'm pretty sure, close to capping them out pretty soon. What am I doing here? X. Ooh, I can do moderate HP increase now. Okay. Let me make sure I got everything here. It doesn't look like there's a save spot, so... Damn. I guess I've been getting mid-ethers now. What a waste by Josh. The magician flee, I presume? MP Buster steals MP. Well, that's just a dick move. That was not Flea. Where is the true one? I'm here. Right here. That's what I thought. Bastard. Ooh. Greetings, little green one. What's with her? She is a powerful magician. Do not lower your guard. Flee is not a mere woman, the mere woman she seems. Yes, yes, I'm a man after all, right? Out. That's a guy? Man or woman, it's all the same. Power is beauty, and I'm deliciously strong. Poor little froggy, you must be lonely now that Cyrus is gone. And to be turned into something so hideous. How dreadful. But since you have brought your new friends over to play, let me show you all a good time. Before we jump in this, let me do some cap. Karanok said, pronounce it any way you want. Okay. Soft spot for my invoker / dancer because I had no idea what I was doing when building her, but 20 levels later she'll be my favorite. But guardian tank comes close second. I still need to invest a little more time on the dancer class and the invoker. Like those are both if I'm not mistaken, invoker and dancer were both on high fantasy, or is invoker in natural and dancer is in high fantasy? I can't remember off the top of my head, but Guardian Tank, I absolutely, Fabula Ultima's answer to using the Guardian and other classes with synergy for tanking purposes is my favorite all time. One of my least favorite things in 5e was being a warrior that like you could be shield, based and stuff, and the best thing you could do is maybe give disadvantage on an attack if you're within 5 feet of people, or they had disadvantage on everyone else if it wasn't focused on them, if you multi-classed the right way or took a certain subclass. I love that there's just a class that helps you be really tanky and encourages monsters to attack you. Tinkerer Rogue with the Soul Steel refilling gadgets made me discover the joy of IP builds. Yeah, that's something a lot of people I've read online. My Entropist just recently took Rogue. All right, let's see what this is about. Oh, great, she can do confuse. Poison Clad, I don't like that one bit. That's the other thing I haven't really noticed. Okay, never mind. There's poison. I didn't notice the poison effect at first. I was like, I haven't really seen that condition. Oh, I forgot. I got stupid. MP drained. I'm glad Marl is not accurate at all with the weapon. I do love the 16-bit, like her just sitting there laughing and stuff, and then blowing the kisses for all of her attacks and stuff. That's just it's so little bit of imagery, but it's enough to just show what an asshole Flea is. I am just drawing a blank here in my brain. Bye, Marl. Whoa. Ah, boo. I learned I'm not good at this game. And I just used the wrong ability too. Well, that's that. Well, poop. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even really have any conversation going on. I just didn't do well there. Oh, wow. Well, that sucks. Well, at least I know most of this stuff is quick. You know, no, I still feel like this is a decent party to do this. It's all right. See, I'm too deep in cutting. I'm just listening. That's fine. I mean, I think that streams in a nutshell. I mean, I'm surprised people are as engaged as they are to begin with me. Steal everything. This part of the game is rough. Difficulty curve jumps up. Yeah, and I mean, I'm also the one thing I am really seeing in here. I at least the way I see it, in like my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy VI, especially when you have much more options to trade your characters around later in the game. It's kind of flavor how you want to do things, and of course, there's some classes that might benefit more. I really feel like synergy in this it depends on the area and who you're using. Like the fact that right now I have like next to zero AoE capabilities is a little obnoxious. I am playing alongside you, and I also just got killed by Flea. Okay, good. We're in good company then. I am here because when you finish listening to everything there is about FU Online, live like their only place that we can have a discussion about it is not reading the book and review. Well, and yeah, that's what I aimed for. That's the whole reason why the Fabula Vault, I created the Fabula Vault, is I've gotten such great response from you guys on my channel through YouTube comments. I just wanted more of an open forum for people to be able to talk with me, and then also just enjoy something relative. Karanox says, I've been playing video games for decades. I'm still not good at them. The different thing is, the important things you're having fun. Absolutely. I am having fun, and I'm very much enjoying this game. Just when it comes to a certain element, when I have people watching me and giving their time, I feel progression is important if I'm not discussing other concepts. So forgive me, I am, since I've already done the narrative here, I'm going to just kind of push through on the dialogue. But I'm definitely going to go back outside and save after I get through most of this. I know in Final Fantasy IV, the after years, they added combo attacks too, which were pretty cool, and they evolved as very obviously a homage, if not rip off of this. I mean, it's all in the same vein of the company, so I don't know if rip off is the correct word. I'll ask anyone who's played or intends to play or anything like that. Has anyone partaken any investment in the Wayfarer class? I feel like that's a class that often gets overlooked because people are always so combat minded. They don't realize how many great utility things Wayfarers can do in different circumstances, how you build them. It seems that the guys at Project FU are hard at work updating the VTT a lot. Have you seen the new bound and journal systems for the party? I don't know exactly what you're speaking about. Have you seen the new bound and journal system? No, I have not. When did it come out? I've seen the party module or whatever, but or not module, but whatever the party thing that's built into the system. My dummy character had the full Wayfinder kit. It's the class that seemed the best to my eyes. I think as long as you realize you're putting the traveling system and stuff into it, it's very rewarding to have a Wayfarer. If you're a very inventory point thirsty class archetype, just having the extra IP from them and being able to gain IP is nice. Yesterday they updated. No, I haven't. I literally got home late from my plane trip and immediately went and crashed for an hour and then ran my Curse of Strahd game for a few hours and then went to bed. So I haven't even had time to update. So I'll definitely take a look at that. Annihilation Zone. Michael Metcalf, if you're in this still, are you playing via online, or are you playing in person? If you have the triple tech with Robo, Chrono, and Frog, it might be worth trading out tomorrow. I don't think I have that yet, but that's what I was saying. I was kind of reconsidering. I didn't want to run all the way back to go get them, especially since obviously when we get to Plea, it's more of a single focus setup. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Marl to begin with, so I'm not against trading her out. I miss Luca, but she isn't going to be healing me much, so. All right. I am going to go back outside and say, oh, they came back? Okay. Well, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I absolutely love that ability, and then just the sounds that go with it. Okay, I get it. Can you not trade out characters in the menu on the Steam version? I don't know. I'm tried. I thought I had to do it the little time shift thing. Or the, center of time. I'll go look. I may be running the press start mods with some IRL friends this year. Would you have any recommendations for onboarding the players without having the convenient tools of a VTT system? Ooh, that's a big question. Because I've had everything. That's how I've always played. I definitely would. If you're gonna play, if these are simple things, my apologies. Not what you're getting at. I would very much consider making sure you have the reference sheets from the PDF or however you're doing it, from PDF or a book. Make PDFs, print them out, and they're in that. I'll say this: when it comes to there's a section in the press start where everyone takes some time to create some narrative injection on it. I don't know what your age range is. I don't know if I don't know too many people anymore that are very excited about doing a full handwritten story or anything narrative to put in. So I feel like if people do like to tell stories, make sure they have some means to type it out. If they have a little laptop or whatever. But you can also do pen and paper. But as far as visuals, that's the thing with Fabula Ultima. There's not a lot to work with, so there's a lot of imagery. But that's why I love the Project FU folk, because they put a lot of time in allowing that. But even though, as Erica has said, Emanuel Galetto, who is the creator of Fabula Ultima, designed this game to be in person. So the demands of the Foundry VTT are a little opposite of what the intent was. G Helmet says, I print out every character, laminate them, all the enemies, and done it with my older kid. Made sure he could see everything. I was going to suggest laminate as well, especially if you're going to do it more than once, but it just helps sustain, the quality of the paper and stuff. Okay, let's see here. Party. Wow. Okay, well, thank you for pointing that out, Michael Metcalf. You'd think I would have some sort of attention on that, but nope. How many people are you running it for as well, Kara. Or looking to. Also, my apologies to sound. I had some leftover dinner I didn't finish out, so there might be some noise I'm making here. I have a pack of the starter stuff at higher quality for visual than those than those in the VTT if you need it. I will say that's the one thing is the quality. And it's not to their obligation as is free content. Some of the stuff references I've gotten from Need Games is not the most polished visually for Foundry, but I don't think that was their efforts to begin with. So okay. And again, I don't know if this is beneficial that I've used Robo. What? Oh, it's because I brought Robo in this time. Robo, don't waste your energy. I'm only going to disassemble you anyway. Can I only do focus on one side here? Let me guess, this is all dark damage and they're all going to heal off of it. Well, not everyone, but... Learned frog launcher dual attack. I put what it looks like in the showcase of the Discord. Okay, great. For adult players, with half having extensive TTRPG experience and the other half with very low experience. So that's awesome, because in my opinion, I think if you get yourself familiar enough with Fabula Ultima, like as running as a GM, I think this is one of the best games to intro someone who's never played a TTRPG. I have that in my group right now. There was someone who's never played TTRPGs really before. They've played JRPGs, but and so they have some concept of, like, you know, how games work and stuff. But I think it's been very intuitive in the way I've presented it to him, and I think overall the game, he's never stuck not understanding how to do anything because of some of the processes the game has allowed him to learn so quickly. He wasn't part of the press start though. But he definitely adapted very quickly, and I think that's a testament to the game system, not really just me. The reason why I asked how many you were going to doing is because I don't know if you saw, but if you ever have a fifth player, they added to the press start for a fifth extra character named Mako, which was a chimerist. It also has information on how to scale up with that fifth character. Figure I get it just a little bit more EXP and stuff since I can AoE these guys quicker. if you're still in here, Duckberg, I noticed you said this was your second favorite JRPG. What's your first? This isn't relevant to Fabula Ultima, but I ran about a 4-hour session last night of my Curse of Strahd Reloaded game, and while I'm not a huge proponent of 5e, I just want to say if anyone ever intends to do a Curse of Strahd again or anything like that, or first time, I strongly recommend the Strahd Reloaded by Dragon Karta. It is well done. Of course, getting familiar with the actual main module is important, but it revamps it to such a higher standard of fun and detail. I highly recommend it. And I mentioned earlier when I first fought Plea here, the importance, and I've just talked about this in the villains videos, and I'm highlighting it again, is making sure the personality is there in the villains, especially in a JRPG type of setting. Make them bold, make them condescending, make them ridiculous. I mean, that's exactly what Flea is into a certain aspect of it. You know, they're just so overwhelmingly conceited and believes that they are so beautiful no matter what gender they provide them to be. And not that that's a unique trait or anything like that, but it's the pompousness, it's the deflection of their own vanity by like degrading, on top of saying how beautiful they are, going and then degrading Frog for being this hideous creature. You know, just having these little character swipes is a great thing. And just right now with the heart and stuff, there's just a little bit of just, the dialogue is plenty, but these extra little things, like her having the little hearts and the boastful laughter, is just enough to really want to punch them in the face. All right, let's do this again. Okay. Oh, there is Triptych. Just gonna be asleep over and over again, huh? Oh, goody, confuse. That's probably one of the most obnoxious abilities, no matter what the JRPG is the confuse ability. And they never work on the enemies. I don't know how many games I've had where someone's had the spell confuse, and it just never seems to work unless they're just minimal humanoids. That's just a waste of time to cast on them. Goodness gracious, Josh. Okay, don't be hitting crits on me here. How do I not have any mid potions again? I see you're chatting earlier, Kara. I tend to respond to you. I've just learned my lesson to not talk while boss fights. Granted, that doesn't seem to be helping me either way. Cool. Should have known better not to do magic on her like that. Like, why am I not able to do any abilities with her? Am I mute or something? Or I have it. Oh, okay. Like, what am I missing here? Oh, my MP. I keep forgetting she drains my MP. That's why. I could have really paid attention a lot earlier on that. Yeah, I just saw that, so I'm glad I saved. I even saw it when she did that. I was like, I need to fix that, and then I started reading and didn't do it. I'm glad we have a lot of conversation going on, because I am not getting a lot of progression in this game going on here. 0 of 2. Okay, so Karaoke said, and OK said, I ran a 5e D&D campaign for a few years using the Waterdeep Dragon Heist module, lots of ups and downs, but getting it to actually play a full campaign from start to finish was worth it. The first Curse of Strahd I ran went really off the rails, and I stopped following the module and created my own thing, and we didn't end up finishing it because we decided to drop it when we had the whole WotC OGL change and all that crap, and we were kind of protesting Wizards of the Coast, so we didn't continue that. But I've now got a new party, new system, new game, and that new version of it, and I'm loving it. Have you thinking about doing session 0 live with people just to showcase the creation world? I have actually thought about that, and it's been mostly to figure out. Well, first off, I didn't know how many people I would ever have in my community and stuff, and I've thought about, should I do it with people I know and trust? Should I try it with people that are wanting to learn the game, that are brand new? That's some of the stuff I've really been thinking about when I do it. But yes, I have thought about doing it in a live. It's just who I do the presentation with, because since it's a live stream, I obviously want to be able to control the pacing of that, and with not knowing any of the people from scratch, I'm a little hesitant, but I'm also very capable of improving. I have thought about the chat build, but I'm afraid with the there is a delay in the chat. We would be sitting there a lot of the time. But the short answer, as I just ranted, yes, I'm considering it. Doing it with us clowns. Yeah, I mean, that's once again, I hadn't considered, I didn't really have a community of people to pull from, so I'm not against that either. Epica sounds. Okay, remember to give MP to Chrono. Remember, give MP to Chrono. Okay. Immediately going does... Yeah, let's see if that does that. Yeah, do that. Oh, I just realized Robo's asleep. Don't like that. Yeah, look at that, a beater. If you lose again, look in your accessories and find something to nullify a status and put it in your dim. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier when I started to realize how easy I was maintaining this with Panaceas, or however you say it. The Wizard of the Coast OGL debacle got me to try out Pathfinder 2e. I played the system for almost 24 sessions now, and let's just say FU's rules light's design is such a breath of fresh air. So that's exactly what happened with mine. My group played Pathfinder 2e. I enjoyed running it overall. I really we did Abomination Vaults, and I think we put about 20 something sessions in. But then we were like, let's try something different because some people weren't liking the character builds and stuff. So I tried to do kind of like a sequel to my Curse of Strahd using Pathfinder 2e, but I just wasn't feeling it. I don't think everyone was enjoying it. I was also getting burnt out with some of the people in my group that I needed to make changes, and it came to be the way it was, and we're all better off. Like a ribbon or something, I don't remember. Yeah, the ribbon in Final Fantasy is ridiculous. Shelter. Oh, I can't use the shelter. Oh, it's a container magic capsule. I thought that was a save point. PF2E ain't bad, but it's really build heavy. Yeah, I will say this. I liked it promoted synergy of a group a lot more than 5e did. But yeah, there was a lot of investment that had to be put into it. I love Fabula Ultima because of its rules light, and as Erica has said, Fabula Ultima's system is not simple. Well, it's simple to learn, but hard to master because there's so many complexities you can add into the game, and you can have variants and optional rules and stuff that are all great changes to it. It's just hard to balance. If you're looking for balance, I don't think that's really in the vein of Fabula Ultima, but you also don't want to make it so easy it doesn't feel like an adventure. No balance, we are heroes. Well, that's what I didn't like about 5e is it was a war game where it was very much in the design for the players. I also just felt the books were not there for the DM. Like all the additional things where it was more story and content to make the players more obnoxious. Uh-oh. Remember not to use laser light show with Robo on these guys.
Dance, the god of all fiends is born tonight. Ah, the sacrifice has arrived. I'm surprised we have such a low attendance tonight. Most Saturdays, there's a lot more people usually, and they're not talking, but they're usually here. I think that more and more new games will go
for co-op storytelling to ease the role of GMs. Yeah, I agree. And you know, there's some game. You know, sometimes I want the crunch, and I want there to be rules. But like, there's still also plenty of great rules like games. Like I said, the Borg series and stuff. I have not really invested time in that. I would like to run some stuff. Cyberpunk is one of my favorite themes. I mean, I like Shadowrun's theme because it's cyberpunk plus magic, but Karanox says, I enjoy some of those build focus aspects of PF2E. It just becomes tiresome to track so many different things simultaneously and constantly having to reference traits and oddly niche interactions. Yeah, so there is another game system that I've spoken of a couple of times that I really got behind wanting to try if there was ever a extended campaign driven game that I ever ran again, called Mythcraft. They've worked really hard at making this game system, and I would say it's kind of a hybrid of Pathfinder and 5e to a certain extent. They don't try to go too far out of the lane of stuff, but they do use an action point system in combat, and I really like some of the build stuff. It does have a little bit of that reference issue that I like you're just speaking of Pathfinder 2e, as far as like keep going back and forth to find things and stuff, but they also do a fantastic job with all the classes giving recommended builds in what order to get everything, just for, you know, new first time attempts. But it also is open-ended for people who want to min-max and try on it as well. What do we got here? What condition am I in here? The primary reason I want to try the Mythcraft series and I ran across it was because I was looking for a Castlevania-esque TTRPG and found out that they had written I think it's like a 2-book, maybe 3-book campaign that goes all the way to their level 30 system. That is Castlevania, like Gothic. But like it's Castlevania without calling it Castlevania, because Dracula is a public domain fictional character, but like the Belmonts and stuff aren't. But it looks very fun. The co-op storytelling aspect of FU has definitely reinvigorated my desire to GM after the creative burnout I got from my 5e campaign. Couldn't agree more. That's in my GM insights. I said that there's a lot of people that need to come to preparation, that your 800 pages of backstory that you spent a lot of time invested in really don't matter much. So start trusting your players and collaborate the world together. Don't try to build it on your own, otherwise you'll just get burnt out. G-Element says, I listened to the last video TN Tori was doing lately about DC-20, and it was talking about how much tracking stuff can become harder and harder on the GM. Game designer now tries to make the game. DC-20, I think I actually kickstarted. That was like the dungeon coach. Seems like a great guy, but he started putting his stuff out right towards at the end of that, where everyone was desperate to get away because of the OGL. But I haven't heard a lot of adaptation with that. What makes a good game nowadays is how simple it is to pick up and becomes. Yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of me that wants the crunch, but I'll wait until that time comes. Please help us escape
from this eternal suffering.
Yeah, Coach is a good guy, but his game is getting harder and harder. Yeah. Well, if I remember correctly, he's a math teacher, so he, the crunch of numbers is right up his alley. And that's one of the biggest things was hard for me to ever get anyone into the Shadowrun, is the crunch of it. So I've never really tried. It's been a minute since I've talked about or looked into the Mythcraft thing, but I think like in their dying system, you actually have like this death status that keeps going in range, and the closer you are to death, like certain things happen. I can't really remember, but there's actually a berserker build off of that. Like it's a multi-class that you do more damage the further you're in to like that death. Like you're going into this defense mechanism, and it's kind of a cool concept. I mean, it's nothing that hasn't been done before in other games. Like maybe video games and stuff, but I like the mechanical build of it. Got another boss fight. It's been ages, Slash. I must admit, I not even dreamed you would find the courage to come here. Had Cyrus not been with you the last time, your fate would have been the same as all the others. But I'm sure you'd fit right in with those skeleton servants of mine. Ow. You got the last one of the trio. Gotcha. Ozzy, Flea, and then Slash. Agreed. Even playing complicated board games have me thinking twice about sitting down at a table for it. Give me those 30 to 90 minute gameplay loops for the ease of pickup and replayability. Yeah, like I said, that's probably coming with my age too. Like I have so much stuff to do, investing so much time in such a long-driven, rules-demanding system. When I know I can create a lot of fun with just collaborative narrative or just light rules with co-op of, not having to invest much time, is a great way to play. You have some prowess. For the first time in ages, perhaps I did. Best employ all of my own as well. The reason roguelike quick games like Vampires are so popular is the fact it's easy to play. Yep. And you, without Cyrus, you've no hope. I'm also digging the kind of the way this positional style this game plays in the combat. The fact he's moving around, and I'm noticing when he does these slashes, it's obviously linear attacks in line of who he's in line with. It's pretty neat. Okay, notice lightning isn't doing jack to him. Ow. Yeah, it's nice they made Slash do this in order to maximize damage, but also telegraph the damage pattern. Well, poop. Well, double poop. No, you jerk. Not to mention that he continues to do random things that still have not, like, that were not... Oh my god, get him. Like that little multi-slash attack is new. It's gracious. Bye. Glenn's level increased. Unbelievable. But for fighting for Lord Magus, there could be no greater honor. Beam, beam, beam. Ooh, sword. Slasher. Yes. Bye. Okay. Saved. Back up and running. Ooh. Oh, another save spot. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's just a little teleporter. Oh, now we're getting some normal combat music here. Did you give the heal medal to Glenn? No. I don't think I did. I'll look into that here shortly. Oh my goodness. This game sometimes. I'm assuming that's a accessory. Wow, okay. Thanks for the heads up on that. I didn't even think about that being an accessory. Which, that's another thing in Fabula Ultimate. People, and I, including myself, I underestimate, or don't underestimate. I rarely use accessories as rewards. But now my players are getting to level 15 and stuff. I think the time is due. So helps with crits. It's the one Tata gave. Attack. There we go, there's a crit. Is the triple attack a AoE, or is it a single focus? I've only been using it in single focus attacks so far. Okay, single. Okay. I've been working a lot on accessories in my VTT lately, and I've seen that in one of the upcoming Project FU updates, they will add lots of placeholders, ideas, accessories for display effects. Oh, that's cool. That's been one of the. I don't do it enough in Project FD, so it's always takes a little bit of time for when I create something from scratch, making sure the effects and affinities are correctly placed in there, so when you equip them, they work. But I do love that that's an option. Ooh, who got healed? Ooh. To all allies, nice. That's huge.
So you made it. Slash. Free.
Pardons, Ozzy. They cannot help you anymore.
You fly-eating, tongue-flicking. Ozzy's in a pickle.
He's trying to use an ultimate point to escape. You will not escape us. Obtained Mist Robe. Ooh, what's that? Let me guess. That's what I thought. Have you ever been a player in an FU game? No, I have not. I started reading the book and then encouraged my players that I ran other games for to give it a go, and we've just been running the game I run right now, which is just an extension of Press Start. Oh, look how excited Ozzy is.
Welcome.
I don't know if Kara was in when I mentioned that. Dark Mail, that sounds cool, but also ominous. Okay, slow one.
Not bad. How's this?
Oh.
What? Impossible.
A Deathclaw? From, Fallout? I would like to play something short, though, with some time. A lot of times what happens is the people I run for, will turn around and, run something another time on small adventures, but they're wrapping up some of their other games that don't include me, so I got a lot of changes happening soon. I've got a player in both my Fabula Ultimate Curse Strahd game. It's going to be a father here in the next few months. It's going to be taking a small break from that, or from the games for that. So that's going to change some things as well. But I'm also I'm going to be running some other games for those groups as well in certain aspects. But I might be trying to look to do a little more short-term Fabula Ultima amongst the group here and stuff like that as well. Work on my project. Physical guard, weak against magical attacks. Just sitting there talking, not reading. Maybe we could do session 0, then do one small arc game, like 4 or 5 games of play. Yeah, maybe. Like I say, I still have a lot of game stuff I'm doing. I need to gauge what my availability to do that is. What would I run if I had the chance to be a player? Oh. I definitely think I would. I kind of want to try the Gambler class, even though, well, they finally made it a balanced thing from bonus content. Gambler Dancer. I might make a heavier invested gourmet character. Like a gourmet wayfarer. I'm not a big min-max guy when it comes to like wanting to output a bunch of damage and stuff. That's just never been my thing. I always like making weird goofy synergies, but also supportive synergies. I've actually been very intrigued in the commander class, but I haven't really like built around it in my brain of how I would do it. Oh, you jerk, Ozzy. I mean, maybe and that's the one thing is like I never want if I ever do a live play, it's got to be people that want to be involved where they are visual. Like that's the whole reason why I don't do my group, because I want to protect their identities and stuff. Not everyone wants to be be in the spotlight. So if I can find the right alignment, absolutely. Yeah, Ace of Cards. That's what I meant by Gambler. But I have a feeling this is going to heal them, or do nothing. Oh, never mind. Ooh, lightning too. I knew that was not going to be the last time I got dipped into here. To follow back on that, though, I have been thinking about like announcing once I hit 500 subscribers, I might do like a live session 0 where we do some world building. Whether it's applicable for an actual game or not, just showing how it works. Commanders can play drastically different than the first plan because you never know what builds your teammates will run ahead of time. It can combo into some of the most surprising synergies. A great AoE. Oh, that's what I like to hear. It's an AoE. Yeah, that's I think where my brain hasn't wrapped around it just yet. And like I do the same thing in this game that I do in D&D. Like when I've ran stuff, I don't invest my attention in all the class stuff because unless the character's investing their time in it, I don't want to use the word wasted time. It's just time that I'd rather be spending on something else. So once again, knowing I'm not really usually going to be playing, I don't really think about it. But I definitely think I would put something in the commander role. Ooh. Hold on. My game pause real quick. My dogs are losing their shit real quick. 1 second. All right, I am back. Ace, hold on here. Yeah, it would be nice, but like I was saying, what we would need is to get you to play. Yeah, I don't want to play in my on at least the first session 0 thing. I want to run that because that's something I've intentionally wanted to do for one of my videos at some point. It was just finding the right time. So, I appreciate that in that aspect. I just, for the actual content of me wanting to showcase and stuff, I want to still helmet on my channel as me being the moderator on that. But technically we could change it up after that. It just that's my intent, at least for the video content originally. It says Ace of Cards can be fun, but it really does have more turns of waiting for a good hand by discarding gaining until you hit something worth the MP cost. So it's best paired with an active action heavy run. Okay, that makes sense. Thing is about class, do the cards slow the game? I don't really think there's much in this game or in Fabula that slows the process of anything, to be honest. The only thing some people say is initiative, and they remove the initiative system completely because just to take one more check out. Everything else I don't feel is slow at all. Oh, wow, that's burned my eyes. This isn't obnoxious at all. To go back to what you were saying earlier, though, G Helmet, at some point, yeah, I would like to play. And if there's ever, you know, on a miniseries you want to try running, I'm not against that. I do, like I said, I know in some of the guys I might be collaborating with, that is also in the cards. So, but I'm not. I'm all about the exposure of Fabula Ultima in many avenues. So. Shocker, knew that was going to happen. What is this? Okay. Let's go and use it shelter real quick. Is he gonna get me again? No.
What? Impossible.
I was offering since I've not started to search for players in my game. I had some loose time on him. No, I get it. It's appreciated. Weak against physical attacks. The one thing I've learned, I'd say, even if we do end up playing something where you run something, G-Helmet, the biggest thing I've learned in my experience on live plays and content is before ever live streaming, making sure you have a synergy of a group before you do. The last thing you want is problems from the very get-go. So, of course, finding the right amount of people who want to play, if they want to be exposed on live play, you know, there's all those extra avenues of consideration. Yeah, absolutely. Like that. I mean, I mean, that's, you know, quote unquote, a session zero, for better for worse. Having a talking session where we look on everything. On everything. Yeah, I in any game, like, and that's where, like, even when I did my actual plays of like press start, I invited people that I know I had already gelled well with, like we didn't play games but at least got along and stuff. So in most cases, but I even learned even though there's someone I got along with great in my group of friends on my TikTok, there's one in particular that I did not feel very engaged in my live play, and it kind of threw me off a bit as far as it, but I mean, it's not like it's kept it from progressing or anything. It's just, like I said, it's the logistics of making sure people will flow together and stuff, and you're not going to have a live play where people are not gelling well, or contradicting each other, arguing, or there's just a lot of stuff to consider when you do any type of live stuff. Yep, that as well. Engagement of the game system. Because actually, here's a interesting story. So most of the people that played in my original Curse of Strahd game, outside of a real life friend, so basically pandemic happened, whatever, and one of my real life friends was looking for D&D online. I just started getting Foundry going, and we got in a group on Roll20, and it was the worst DM I've ever had. Some other kind of creep people playing. But then at the same time, I ended up meeting two of my, a good friend of mine, and then another friend of mine, and then one of them ended up asking me if I wanted to play their game that she wanted to GM for the first time. And in transition, I ended up meeting my best friend out of that. And a lot of great things come from that, but also there was a lot of muck before it got to that point. For example, when I have asked random people in a community, I am to playtest my own game. I didn't ask people I knew. I just shot this in the air and shared my stuff if they wanted. After they're ready to do it, they were in. I had a blant of playtest sessions and also a nightmare because my system is flawed. Oh, a blast. Okay. One of the guys who play tested messaged me like 1 week ago asking if he could rerun my game himself. That's cool. I sent him the update from after the playtest and he's running as we speak. Well, I hope he continues to enjoy it. I can say it doesn't matter if it's game development or anything. If you're putting your time and your heart into it, it's always good to hear that it's being received and people are interested in it. I need to cast magic here. At least I repaired a lot of stuff from the playtest. Nice.
Not impossible. No, you weren't supposed to make it this far.
So right here is a perfect example of I think what the intent of Ultima points using the ability to retreat, causing frustration and a desire to defeat the villain even more, as obnoxious as Ozzy's been in this. So the fact that he's ran away so many times and through all these pitfalls and all of this stuff that is keeping the progression from success happening, you just want to finally get to him. And you're seeing this in translation with what you would, like I said, using Ultima points to flee. And you can even do that. You don't have to make him a super powerful boss. You can make it an obnoxious process where just like this, you would fight him, and then maybe he does some stuff, some traps and stuff, and then flees, and then do that again. That's what I love about Fabula Ultima. You can really play nice with the rule system and elaborate or collaborate with its intent, with like using the villain's flee ability. Kind of feel sad though I didn't have the courage to tell him that I was thinking of dropping the development of the game, since I think it's a glorified skill check simulator and not the slice of life RPG was supposed to be. Well, I mean, when you come into a progressive, like when you're trying to progress in anything, it comes with trials and errors, and eventually sometimes you just find out that it's not what it's meant to be. I mean, just like I was talking about earlier in my group of D&D originally, I thought it was what I enjoyed and I wanted, and I loved GMing, and I just, it didn't matter the system or the setting or whatever. I just wanted to play. And then the more I started to realize my heart wasn't in running the game, it wasn't because of the game, it's because some of the people I was playing with. And I'm not trying to just compare apples to oranges here, but I've put a lot of time and stuff that I enjoyed, but ultimately had to accept that there was shortcomings that just eventually meant walking away. But it was for the better. So I have a group of people that I would not replace in any aspect, and I love playing with them. And I would say the same thing for a project. Eventually, if I learned by things I wasn't satisfied with and I wanted to try something again, I would just move forward with those experiences. I love a recurring village trip. It's one of the best. That's nothing is more justifying for players than after that final time you get to them and they finally get to end his tyranny, his annoyances, whatever the theme of it is. There's nothing more gratifying a lot of times when you're playing in a group. Which is also why I love villains and GM scenes. Like, I love that outside metagame narrative where you understand things are going on, but the characters don't. It's the best way to keep building a villain without ever always having to be involved in the same scene. I actually started doing that in my first Curse of Strahd campaign near the late end, before I even thought about doing that with Fabula Ultima, or started picking up Fabula Ultima. I thought, as long as people were willing to not metagame the shit out of it, like, it played a fantastic narrative into the game. Equipment. Oh, cool. Once again, didn't do that. FE's villain system means you can keep them around as long as little as you like, and escalation can make some of the good story beats. Yep. That's I did talk more in depth on the last, not the villain build, but the last villain video that wasn't about building a villain, about utilizing of the escalation and use it in different forms. Obtain magic scarf. That's what I was looking at. Some antagonists are meant to help the players explore their character traits, and others are just bags of XP for ultimate points being set. Yep. So that's once again. I love the options you have in that game because of that. Careful here, Josh. Don't let Ozzy get the best of you. I have a feeling that I'm going to die again, but Ozzy, your time is nigh.
Lord Magus should have finished summoning Lavos by now. I won't be defeated by you. I won't. No attack can pierce my barrier. I'm invincible.
Why do I have a feeling he's going to get shot once? Okay. Yeah, I cheesed my D&D 5e players with recurring villains. I wish I had FU's mechanics to balance around it all at that time. Yep, same here. Once again, I think that this game can teach a lot of people out of bad habits of what they've learned in 5e. You can learn to adapt your 5e game as long as people are willing to... let me see what this is all about here. Let me guess, I need fire to deal with this, but I don't have Luca. Thing is, as a 5e GM, you have the power to change the rules. Yeah, you do, but I always make sure that the players are aware of it before they happen, because there's nothing more obnoxious than a GM that just randomly changes shit without letting their players know, because I feel that's a little unfortunate. Oh, don't hit Ozzy. Well, okay. I didn't really understand how the transition of the system works here, because you can't do defend and guard and stuff like you can in Final Fantasy, so I didn't know if my turns... I guess they did still attack whether I acted or not. Sorry if I'm making noise here from my food items here. I'm gonna mute my mic here real quick. Okay. So don't hit Ozzy at all. Is it supposed to just be a transition of time eventually where he... Oh, you... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? I see now. This is also another thing, like I said, make these optional in Fabula Ultima, whether they're clock-based, like maybe there's like, you do a clock of 4 and there's like, or maybe a clock or 2 or 3 to like 3 items to break down to, you know, do exactly what's happening here. Hey, Salandra. Remember Ozzy using those turning things to mess with you? You got to do the same thing. Gotcha. I very much use GM Fiat to force some tropes and pet ideas like that from time to time. And looking back, I could have done some things better. My players had fun, which is all that matters. And yeah, that's... I'm not condemning anyone who wants to change rules. I mean, when I came back into my... see here, I tried to do Planescape for a while after the... That was it with my some of my group that I didn't enjoy with. I made some changes and added some stuff as far as complications and like being harding. Death was a lot more punishing, or going down was a lot more punishing, but I added more healing abilities to inspire them to heal so they didn't go down, instead of trying to let them go down and then just use, you know, minimal healing to get them back up. But that was all presented at the beginning of the game, so they knew what they were having to deal with. and it wasn't just stuff I snuck up on them.
Missed me.
How you doing, Slaughter? Did you just jump in? You haven't seen you hit chatting for a while.
Huh?
And that's the other thing also with like going back to villains and personalities, like I say, using Flea as this very vain, obnoxious, insulting person, but then also it's nothing wrong having kind of a comical character like Ozzy or like Ultros in Final Fantasy VI that still can have its moments, but ultimately is there for laughter. Like that, him falling down like that couldn't have been a better stage set for his obnoxiousness. Yeah, I took a nap and just got in like 20 minutes ago. Well, welcome in. Hope you feel rested. I wonder what affliction of the mind that one must have. Must have been suffering from. Time is our enemy now. We must hurry to Magus.
Darzum Fara Loriara.
Cast open the gates that lie betwixt heaven and earth. In exchange for the life of this world. Ooh, cutscene. Go get him. I need to get my kids to a friend's house, and Miss Magus says, "Oh man, okay. Such is life, the demands of life." All right, man. Well, I'm glad you were able to make time to get in here earlier. I already forgot how I did his voice, but yeah, gain a Fabula point. Yeah, good point. Just a reminder, if you're just getting into Fabula Ultima and running games, anytime a villain goes on scene, the players gain a Fabula point. I also just recently read if there's ever a scene where there's more, I think more than one, it's max of 3 you gain. Magus. Ah, that frog of so many days ago. How have you fared since last we met? Well enough, I owe you my gratitude. This form has been a blessing in disguise. Without it, there are things I'd never have obtained. Ah, the Masamune. Let us hope no others interfere this time. Again, the bitter black winds begin to howl. Very well. Come, if it's the death you seek. Alright, well, let's see how I get my ass handed to me since I didn't save. Barrier changes, absorbs all but fire. Cool, well, I don't have fire. Magic defense reduced by Masamune. Good to know. Changes all absorbs but shadow. Okay. Okay. Well, he obviously has the boss fight of at least a champion because he gets like 3 actions before I get to do anything. Oh, all but the... Okay. So when he attacks with the Masamune and it reduces his magic resistance, is that a one-time, or is that something I need to continue to focus on maintaining? I guess I could just try and see. But Glenn was the one doing the water. There we go. Gotta say, definitely like having two people that can mass heal now to an extent. Glenn should be the only one attacking and then use when he is weak to ice water. Yep. Not a clue, honestly. I don't remember it doing that, but that's kind of cool. Oh, cool. He changed his water. I didn't see that change a second ago. Cool. Did I get a heal in? Well, that's a bummer. Oh, boo. Okay. Not even a game over, you just turned around and started casting? Okay, I'm gonna be really annoyed because I still have to go through all the Aussie shit again. That's not exactly how I want to end this evening. Oh, man. How do I keep forgetting to save? No, I'm not that far out then. Okay, I thought I was going to have to go through all of the... Boo. $1,804, huh? And then he bombs me. There was a save point in the Aussie chamber. I think it was the right dot. Yeah, I noticed there was two of them. I just picked the wrong one. Go. Just want to remind you all, if you guys are interested, and if you're not already in there, I do have an open Discord now where a lot of people have been hopping in and been talking a lot of JRPG stuff and Fabula Ultimate stuff. So you guys are always welcome. If you guys want to continue our conversations and stuff, where I'm not on here to respond via live chat, we've gotten a lot of great people coming in already on there and sharing their experiences. I don't know if it's the extended travel I did or what, but I'm starting to feel hoping I'm not getting sick. I'm feeling a little raspy in the throat and the eyes. I was on 4 flights in 3 days and hanging out in the airport, so I'm sure something has manifested its existence into my body. Oh man, that is a lot of flying. Yeah, get some good sleep. Yeah, I basically did something I shouldn't have done last night. My day started at waking up at 3:30 in the morning in Vegas to leave by 4:15 to catch a flight, and then I was in the airport, doing flying and stuff all the way with some layovers and stuff until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. Then got to my house, ate dinner, took a nap, and then ran Curse of Strahd for about 4 hours. But I think I also had like eight or nine beers, and so I'm not saying like I'm super hungover or anything because I don't really get that. But I just think I could have probably just not drank and been a lot better off. So I should have focused on getting better sleep before I did that. Are you still like zoned out? I keep forgetting he's resistant to any do magic. Weak against magical attacks. Don't need to be lightning too. Yeah, definitely needing to remember to save on the right side. Hey, look, that works. All right, let's get us in a good stopping point here. Solandra, have you played any Fabula Ultimate within the last week or so? Whee! All right, we're going to rest and save, and I'm going to give me just one call a try. And if that is not that, then we will reconvene on the next session. Sorry if you can hear my stubborn dog barking in the back. All right, we're going to do it this time, right? Just last night, I was a PC, and the two main things is we got to fight in an arena and separately fought a group of ninjas. Ooh. So you had two different actual fight encounters in one session? How long did you play? I guess I could have swapped out Robo here for someone else that had magic. Like Luca. Usually we have long games, 5 to 7 hours, because it's the only night all of us can get to it. Nice. My games are usually about 3 to 4 with my group, because 2 of them start on, they're on Eastern time, I'm Central. So, and then my, actually 3 are on Eastern, 1's on Pacific, I'm Central. And then they, it's a time constraint to have everyone play that long. Robo can heal and use Shadow, though. He's a good pick for... Oh, yeah, I forgot he can use Shadow with his Rave Beam. Need to pay attention what his absorbances are. I've been not doing that. So you're saying the only one that's useless is Chrono? Oh no, I just restarted. I got my ass handed to me earlier, and then I didn't save, so I had to go through the entire Aussie thing again. Okay, you ever gonna change your absorbances here? It felt like you did it like 37 times last time. Staying awake on a Friday night when you have adrenaline running from the weekend start is a plus, but also play in person so the time flies. Yeah, I could definitely see that with the in-person play. My games go by pretty quick even online. I guess I have to attack. Okay, changes all but light. Lame. No, I didn't mean to do that, Robo. Okay, absorbs all but shadow. I really need some more mid potions or something. That's really obnoxious. Take my rave damage. When you said ninjas, I thought Foot Clan as well. Man, how good is that original movie? I thought about watching that earlier today when I was kind of just zoned out on the couch. Oh, Robo. Yeah, TMG OG movies, but it's like it's so weird because I know that the comic was originally a lot darker, but from the success of the actual cartoon and the video games that it produced, like when it made that movie, it was so different and for its time, such a dark movie for basically a PG movie. Sadly enough, I've never seen the original, though. I hear it's the best and really fits the tone of the comics. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's, I think, one of the first movies I ever saw as a child. I didn't mean to do Cure Beam. I saw it in the theater when I was about 6 or 7 years old. I think I saw Ghostbusters 2 before that. That was the first movie I remember ever seeing as a kid. It also depends if you're a product of the 90s, too. As far as its charm and all of its effects on that, but... Will you quit just absorbing light, you jerk? Oh wait, that's lightning, isn't it? I'm an idiot, God. I can tell my brain is rotted from this week. I was thinking light was like a, holy spell, not lightning. Dumb. You ever go by drive-in theater? You mentioned Ghostbusters, but reminds me of going driving into one of my family to watch Castle. Oh yeah, nah. I've actually been to a drive-in theater once, and it was for three movies. One was like, I think, Jurassic Park 2. I can't actually remember. Then The Fifth Element. I can't remember the other one, but like it was 3 freaking movies, and that was the first time I saw Fifth Element. I thought it was awesome. Good old Casper movies. I'm just waiting to see you. I had a drive-in just above where I lived as a kid. I've been there so many times. Drive-ins were a cool concept. I went once. And the Fast and Furious movies released in the same time I had my first car. Nice. Lowers this guard to begin casting a spell. Okay. Being Lord's strongest dark magic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, try it. Triangle attack. Ouch. Dude, Casper got really dark when he talks about how he died. The music, the visuals, the voice acting, like, I got chills sick. Man, I say, like, 90s, like, movies, man. Like, even, like, kids' movies could be pretty, traumatic. And even after the 90s, early 2000s, I remember watching Bridges of Terabithia, not knowing anything about that movie, and I was broken by the end of it. I'd really like to know what spell I could cast on him. Don't cook me. Yeah, I think drive-ins are mostly gone nowadays. I think there is one in my state, but I'd have to look. Yeah, I mean, even regular movie theaters are kind of struggling to stay afloat, so... Think you just attack and heal. Gotcha. Robo Dick Punch. Guys, I'm feeling it. We're gonna do this. And then he's going to summon lavas and destroy everything. Just assuming. Ooh, I won. Yeah, everyone's levels increase except Glenn. Poor Glenn. He deserves better. Your skill with the Masamune is that great already. Large-scale energy reaction detected. Could it be Lavos? No, he mustn't awaken from his slumber yet. Awaken, I do not understand. According to the records, Lavos was created here at this precise moment. You fools! I but summoned him. He has dwelt within the earth of aeons, absorbing the land's energy and growing ever stronger. It appears my data was incorrect. What is this energy in the air? I'm detecting an emergence of gate theoretically improbable proportions. If you had not interfered. An enormous gravity sink is forming. Whoa! Fun fact, Magus has 666 hit points. 6 hit points. Whoa. Oh no. Chrono! Chrono, are you still sleeping? Honey, you'd be late for work. Dear me, I've forgotten how beautiful Lean's spells sound. Chrono, we can't keep asking my father for help. You need to hold down a job. Great, now Marl's calling me a deadbeat. Chrono, 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 Chrono! Chrono awake? Madam, Ayla, which would mean you are currently... Ayla wants to see Chrono. Go Mystic Mountain. You there, fall down hurt. Ayla carry back butt. Magus. Chrono's the worst character of all time, except for Marl. Big frog present. For Ayla eat? Perish the thought. But what of the pale-faced man in the cape? Was he not with us? No, only find you. Cape one more tasty? So he's fled. The records were incorrect, but if Magus did not create Lavos, then what era did it originate? Lavos? You no worry now. You rest. Hurt bad. Mm. Chrono okay now. Ayla busy. Try to find Laruba village. Find village. Fight reptiles together. Big fight. Last fight. Beat all reptiles or reptiles beat us all. Eno! What's wrong? Chrono rest. You be quiet. Northwood. Fire. Burn. Big burn. Oh. I just saw a... What was that about? Oh, let's just rest. I can't get myself to the way you say Magus since my main language is French. We never say his name that way, and it feels wrong to my ears. Hey. Magus or Magus sounds weird to me. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. But yeah, I have found that my best friend, who shares a lot of JRPG love, we almost say, I'd say like 30% of names from our favorite games differently. Meesy reptiles, chase chief, go northwood. Magus? Yeah, I keep... Magus was my original... I don't know why I keep changing it up. I don't know why. I think I just see MAG, and I'm just so conditioned to think MAGA, because I'm from America, and I hate it. So, but Magus is what I've been trying to say in most cases. All right. Well, I think this is a good stopping point because I did put on almost 3 hours tonight. My brain is also rotted from my trip still, it seems. So I hope you guys had a good time. We made it through. I fought Magus. We continued to progress throughout this game, and I'm having a great time. And I'm glad you guys always continue to come in and talk Fabula Ultima and its relations and transitions, and I always appreciate you guys being around. I'm going to stick around just for another minute while you guys, if you guys have anything else to say, but I think this is a good stopping point going forward. I'll give it about a minute if anyone else has any questions or anything. If not, we'll just call it a night. And tomorrow I'm going to start working on my next video on class build philosophy. And for anyone who comes across this live play at all, me streaming today, and if you're not familiar with my content, check out my Fabula Ultima onboarding content called How to Fabula Ultima, where I talk about small or chapters in the core rulebook or sections that makes the game unique and helps people understand how to continue and progress in the game. Yeah, good night. Thank you for once again coming in, Salandra. It was good seeing you, and hope you maintain a rested evening. You guys all have a good night.